What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 96 of my Total Warhammer 3 Vlad and Isabella Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, the living and the dead marched hand in vine together upon Dread Rock as Edmund von Falkenstein's, temporary army, temporary in the sense that he's going to get replaced as a lord, hit the remnants of the Poxmakers of Nurgle there. Unfortunately, we didn't get to try out our Vanguard deployment, but we will as soon as we find a proper army to fight, and there are plenty of stacks remaining, at least to Helm and Gorst out here. And even if they do die, we can always move southward to Tor Elisor if we decide to attack them. I still haven't decided on that, or otherwise move through Cathay and hit the coast here to help Hexoatl. And now, unfortunately, it does seem that the interest on this campaign is beginning to wane, based on the comments and stuff from the last episode, or lack thereof. But it is, well, I mean, it's getting near to 100 episodes now, so it's not all that surprising. A little bit of a shame, as we do still have plenty of new army types to try out. We just got our full Air Force army, our ranged focused army, of course our Vanguard army, and then our all-cavalry army has not also had a chance to play around much either, so I feel like there's still plenty to do, but, you know, it'll depend on interest, and we'll still have to think of a direction to head in terms of the end of the campaign. Speaking of older campaigns and new ones, don't forget to vote for the new Legendary Lords. The SFO campaigns are going to be starting today, and will be dropping probably in a few hours, half a day, I don't know how long it's going to take to upload, after this episode drops, but those will be the first two campaigns. We still have to vote on the rest, and especially the Tomb Kings are very, very close in terms of the votes for the next Legendary Lord, so do keep that in mind. Anyway, let's see what we gotta do this turn, or what we have left to do, if there was anything. We spent all our money, we moved everybody, no, we did not move, but we can't move Bruno. We're not supposed to move Bruno, he's just holding these guys in place with his presence, effectively, so that's not going to happen, and in fact, that might actually be it for all we can do. Alright, well, if that's it, let's just end our turn. Peter is already moved, and then try out some more armies. Our Air Force can hit the Skull Island to try that out, rather. And there's probably a few more places where we can get some battles going. Peter is finally going to attack the Greybeard's Prospectors, and I can't bring myself to end the campaign without destroying the Greybeard's Prospectors, because I hate them so much. And... right, this will probably happen on the end turn. Now, was there a reason I didn't summon more zombies? I think it was because otherwise this guy would probably think that there were too many units. But then again, I mean, it's not like the auto-resolve considers zombies and skeletons to be worth much of anything. So maybe they'll attack anyway. Although, do we want to risk summoning more units? Once again, it really just depends on what's in this army, and we just don't know. Let's just leave it as it is. Let's leave it as it is and hope that that doesn't screw us. Alright, skip, hero not move, definitely skip unassigned skill points. Skip, I'm sure there are plenty of skill points. I'll do another round of skill points between the episodes at some point. Here we go. Alright, King Simades, let's see what you got. Oracles, please don't screw us over with another faction halt. I don't know how many turns we have left until the next faction halt, but it can't be all that many. And why is the map, like, slightly zooming out? Did I accidentally clip the zoom out thing? You want a trade agreement, Tic-Tac-Toe, which is great. And we will do that, but we will not do that right now. And the reason for that is we want to vassalize them, and as long as they want the trade agreement, that is another fairly large pile of points that we could use in terms of getting them vassalized. Alrighty. Oh, and somebody pointed out in the, not the previous episode, but the episode before that. Ooh, hello. This will actually draw out the garrison. Nice. As somebody pointed out in the episode before the last episode, one of the reasons Archaon doesn't like us very much is he is at war with the Druzhina Enclave, and they are our vassals. So, which is actually kind of silly now that I think about it. Shouldn't actually be possible. Vassals shouldn't have a diplomatic abilities at all. Like, if the game wanted to, like, have, like, autonomous, like, protectorates or something like that, or semi-autonomous protectorates, it's fine. That's fine, you can do that. But don't have a straight-up vassal that shouldn't have diplomatic abilities at all, outside of what the main... what their liege faction does. But anyway, looks like Archaon will be starting out by attacking Lichmore. He is, of course, a garbage lord that we summoned temporarily specifically to fight Archaon and prevent him from taking out this Carrick-a-Doom region. Well, let's see if we can manage to do that. The Giant is going to be very tough to bring down as we have no Terrorgeist and really no Anti-Large. And I guess the same thing is actually going to go for the Chaos Knights and the Dragon Ogres. Maybe we can get some value out of the missile strength of our allied armored Cossars. And we actually probably don't want those guys fighting in melee, because they're quite fragile, as I've learned to my horror in my Boris campaign. No, regardless, here we go. Should be a pretty fun fight. Let's see if we can see Archaon off and keep our allies alive. Alrighty, here we go. Time to make Archaon regret attacking Richard Lichmore here. And look at him, he doesn't even have a mount. He's just menacingly walking forward. This is, I think, the most Necromancer-heavy army that we have. A Master Necromancer, a regular Necromancer, and then 2 Corpse Carts, which obviously have little Necromancers in them as well, and the Mortis Engine. Yeah. Alrighty, well, regardless, I do think that we have good reason to be fairly confident here. As I was saying, while we do lack anti-large, the Blood Knights will bring that, and they're gonna have to do a lot of work with bringing down those Chaos Knights and Archaon, the Giant, the Manticore, the Dragon Ogres, and anything else that I've left out. Anyway, Archaon's going to start off by casting an overcast use of Searing Doom upon our zombies, but of course it's something of a waste on these units. In fact, if he spends the entire battle just casting that on zombies, I'd be very happy. Now, we've got more zombies rising in his way, as it looks like Archaon wants to go around this mountain thing. I honestly don't know what to call this. Oh, it looks a little bit like a Chaos Drift. Some kind of weird lava flume thing. Because they're everywhere. And they do have lava in them. Well, anyway, they're trying to get around this thing with actually most of their army, while a smaller portion is over this side. I was actually thinking we'd fight the entire enemy army here, but I did want to make use of this thing as a pseudo-wall regardless. But we can always summon zombies in the way of these guys and then trap them here and then pop our army there as well. Now, it looks like the enemy does have a unit of Seeker Chariots as well as a unit of Chaos Knights that are running around, though our reinforcements, as in our allied Kislevites, are already on the field. Looks like the Chaos Knights want to go after the Kislevites, and mostly since we've seen the we've seen our own units fight a lot, let's watch our Kislev allies do a little bit of work. There we go, they get charged immediately. Those Cossars are gonna be in trouble against the Chaos Knights, but we're gonna help our friends out by sending one of our 2 units of anti-large Blood Knights into the back of that unit of Chaos Knights. Regardless of the damage to the Cossars, this is going to hurt this Chaos Knights pretty badly. I would expect the Blood Knights would be able to beat them in a one-on-one, and this is hardly a one-on-one either. Though these guys are a very defensive unit of Cav, so it is going to take time to bring them down, and I don't imagine that will come out completely unscathed either. Anyway, in the meantime, the rest of the battle, our reinforcements are actually moving in to help out there as well, not just keeping them all blobbed up around the Knights, which is looking pretty good. Said Knights are nearly at half HP from the charge of our own Blood Knights, so that is working out. The Seeker Chariots not achieving all that much, charging into units of Graveguard with great weapons either, and it looks like the enemy tried to drop its Manticore down upon our maybe upon our Lord or something, but either way it got caught by the other set of Blood Knights as well as the Crypt Horrors, and it is now completely surrounded, poisoned, and probably will be poked to death quite shortly. Poke away, Blood Knights. It feels like a lot more of you can reach that thing than are actually attacking. But anyway, is it trying to run? No, it's still attacking, but probably not for long. Anyway, the units that are attacking this side are now getting hit in the back by our allies. The Khazars firing both the arrows and the guns into their back, so that's a little bit nice. And honestly, we don't care about casualties to our own units from that gunfire, because mostly it'll be zombies and stuff that get hit. And even if it is Graveguard, it's all disposable. And just to try to get rid of Archaon. Looks like that Manticore is done for, got ripped apart by the Knights and the Horrors, and as we saw in the background a second ago, a Wind of Death just mowed down half of the Marauders, and it looks like absolutely ripped those Demon Nets apart as well that were here. Yeah, very nice Wind of Death along the line of the enemy. The balance of power is definitely in our favor now at about 70-ish%. Archaon is still at relatively full HP, but he's not able to go out of the press here and go after Richard, so... And even if he did, I don't think we'd crumble apart anyway. The Chaos Knights are mowing zombies down, but we just got more zombies where that came from. Enough so that we can keep using Wind of Death occasionally. There's still the Dragon Ogres to consider, but our Blood Knights are in it to win it now, and they should be able to bring them down. Though it is anti-large versus anti-large here, in terms of Dragon Ogres versus Blood Knights, I'd actually be curious as to which unit would kill which in a direct one-on-one charge. I would imagine it should be the Blood Knights, but they are definitely losing models. Though to be fair, they are fighting Archaon at the same time. He is in here somewhere, even if it's kind of hard to spot him. Oh, there he is. Actually, wasn't that hard to spot him. He's pretty darn big. He's literally twice the size of this little Kossovite dervish. Damn. Archaon's a big one. And wait. Just out of curiosity, is he the size of a Dragon Ogre? Huh. I like for him to stand beside a Dragon Ogre. He's basically a Chaos Knight model, but slightly bigger. Yeah, I think he's actually bigger than the Dragon Ogres are. Alright, well, good job to you, Archaon. Will the size help you, though? That's a different question. Is Spirit Leech going to hit Archaon, of course, from our Lord, who does have a free bound set of that. Archaon's going to counter with the Searing Doom right into the middle of our formation here, but that'll primarily kill Dervishes and possibly some Graveguard and zombies. Not really all that much of a threat to our Crypt Horrors, though I've certainly seen Blood Knights get hurt by it, and yeah, they're actually at half HP, so we're going to need to get them out and heal them. In the meantime, where our allies reinforced, the enemy army has collapsed. They're still trying to gun down these aspiring champions, where the... I think these are the only units that are left on this side as well. A little bit more gunning them down would help, actually, but maybe our Crypt Horrors and stuff are in the way. It does take always quite a long time to bring the aspiring champions down, though, so... It's nothing new, but it is only a matter of time as they will get overwhelmed. Eventually, Archaon dropping another Searing Doom, but the zombies we don't really care about. Otherwise, it looks like there's not much left of his army, about 80% in our favor now in terms of the balance of power, and it's just working through that Giant and those Dragon Ogres that's really remaining. All the infantry are gone. And the Mortis Engine's still staying there. While it's not doing much to Archaon or to the Giant, I do imagine the Dragon Ogres are suffering, constantly standing beside it. What the AI should definitely have done was to target the Mortis Engine with both the Giant and the Archaon. I guess he is a V. But unfortunately the AI failed to do that, and with that the army breaks and the rest of them run. We're going to have the Blood Knights chase down the Dragon Ogres as well as the Giant, of course. Basically every elite unit that we can catch here. We don't really care about the Marauders nearly as much. As for Archaon, he is not unbreakable, so he will break with the rest of his army. Sorry, buddy. He did a pretty decent job, though. Let's, just out of curiosity, how much damage and kills did he get with all those Searing Dooms? 229 and 37k. It's pretty darn solid, minus the fact that I'm not entirely sure how many of those were actual zombie kills, as opposed to Graveguard or something that is actually worth something. And it looks like the aspiring champions will get brought down as well. They are too slow to run away from the Crypt Horrors at the very least, so they would have been able to chase them down. Beautiful. Alright, now it's just a matter of trying to kill Archaon, but he's gonna get out. I told literally everybody but the Blood Knights here to go after him, and I think that might have been a mistake. The Blood Knights were busy chasing down the Giant and the Dragon Ogres, though, so it was basically choosing them or choosing Archaon. And Archaon might have gotten himself out either way. Who knows? Who knows? I suppose if I were to fight it again, maybe I would have let one of the units of Dragon Ogres go, or maybe let the Giant go in favor of killing Archaon and wounding him for a few turns, but hopefully we can get him right after this. Alrighty, that wasn't too bad at all things considered. Archaon is still alive, but all of his elites have fallen. We got a lot of value out of our summoned Necromancer and the Wind of Death that was available to him. Of course, our Blood Knights, and then the Mortis Engine, which did, well, 31k damage. Damn, those Mortis Engines are good. Alrighty, now I guess we can heal up. I mean, we could use a little bit more cash. But, well, then again, wait, we're in living territory, yeah, we'll need to heal up. And because this army will get damaged, we need to chase down Archaon, we'll probably need to hit a few territories before deleting that army as well. Village is going to want a peace, we are not going to want same. And where is that King Simades? I'm more curious to see whether... Oh, what do you want, Toril? Sorry, you also want that trade agreement. But not while you're fighting the Ghost of Pahwaks. Alrighty, so what do we have here? And... Alright, looks like we got decent luck. I don't see any Tomb Guard, and I don't... Well, the Tomb Guard we could have dealt with over time. More importantly, I don't see any Necrosphinxes, or War Sphinxes, as those would have been extremely problematic for our army. And they don't have any Ushabti to, I suppose, snipe our Crypt Horrors. I was about to say snipe our Corpse Carts, but we don't have Corpse Carts here. The question then, I guess, here is whether we need to actually fight this. We could just auto-resolve it. I mean, honestly, it feels like a somewhat unnecessary battle to me. Like, if it had elite units, I would have fought, but this, they have no chance here, do they? Yeah, you know what, screw it. I think this is not, it's not worth our time. Auto-resolve. And, oh, I guess the one problem with that is some of those units will survive. Oh, wait. Auto-resolving a Tomb King stack doesn't destroy the stack. Oh, that's dumb. But they would have all crumbled to death. Well, yeah. They would have all crumbled away. Game, why you do this? Or maybe it does get destroyed. Wait, I couldn't quite tell. Dead Flag Fleet. You guys want peace? We do not want it. There's no purpose to it. Our vassals need your territory. Vidrioth, what do you want? You have ended our trade agreement. This is a bad idea, Vidrioth. This is a very bad idea. For you. As in, we may have to kill you and give your stuff to Durthu, who is our vassal. Ambusher discovered, and free money from a caravan. Rite of Awakening, we don't care. Defeated Archaon, so now Richard has this very nice defeat trait, though he doesn't really need it because he's a temporary army. Barded Nightmare, Corpse Cart, sure. Hellsteed, sure. And a Scroll of Blast for Lutz here, but he does not need it either, as we... wait. I was about to say we're gonna delete him, but well, if it isn't King Petuhit here as well. Okay, well, maybe we have to keep you around, my friend. Let's get you another unit of Crypt Horrors. Who knows what's in this army? I guess we could go after the Skull Island. I do have to wonder where King Petuhit is gonna land. He's not going for Magritta, there's no way. I find it interesting how it seems that the rogue armies don't like to attack other AIs, do they? They love to attack the player at really any opportunity, but when it comes to the other AIs, just like, nah. Let's get you... We need more stuff. Once again, it depends on what's in here. And we can't know until we know. Alright, you know what? Get a couple ghouls. Do we want a couple skeleton warriors? Why not? I'd like this army to be, if not viable, at least big enough so that if it moves out and deals with stuff, it can function on its own. It does, however, need some corpse carts to properly do that, which we just don't have yet. Let's just keep moving. We'll see where this guy lands. It's unclear. He could just do the same thing and try to land at Tabaro again. Well, I know corpse carts. It's not like we're asking for a Mortis engine here. A corpse cart will do. Well, anyway. Nicola, you don't need to move to El Calabed. Let's move you directly to Vulture Mountain as well. Oh. Gonna be the long way around. Alright, fine. Move you directly to Vulture Mountain. How do these guys... Well, they haven't declared war on us yet, but they don't like us very much. Let's have Bathilda move out. Stay near the coast, Bathilda. Take a little bit longer to go that way, but that's fine. And then you're going down to the Fortress of Dawn, where it looks like Zinch is still holed up, and the Temple Avenue of Gold is still held by him, which is great for us, actually. And because if we trade that... Oh, damn, the Ghosts of Pahwaks used to have the Caverns of Sotek, but it looks like they no longer have it. I'm hoping that they still hold some territory somewhere. Do these guys still have 3 territories? Or 2 territories, rather? Yeah. Really hoping that we can trade a big settlement like the Temple Avenue of Gold to the Ghost of Pahwaks. Which would be perfect. Also, do you... No. I was about to wonder whether you're starting to like us or not. Talaqua and the Ghosts are still fairly friendly. Are you ready for that military access? Doesn't look like it yet. Talaqua? Oh, now they don't want that trade agreement. I wonder why. They really wanted it before, now now they don't care. Strange. I guess I should have done the trade agreement then. Oh well, I guess next time the opportunity arises, we'll do that. It looks like Hadar here is running away. We've also got the sea full of dead, but you know, we're kind of contributing to that. Now, what do we want to do here? Well, I guess we'll do a little bit of admin and moving stuff around, but then we're gonna try out our Air Force, at least against the Skull Island. Oh wow. Bellicor might be dead. We might not even need to deal with him at all. Looks like the Talzin Wood Elves are there. They still like us quite a bit. Become vassal. Alright, so here's what I'm thinking. Perhaps it'll be... I mean, look. Crags of Findal, these guys hate us, right? What about you?
Deliver your message.
And these guys are okay, but the vassalage is somewhat unlikely. Maybe they'll get confederated. What I'm thinking about these guys is if we eventually attack them, and considering they just ended all our agreements with them, we very well could. I feel like the other 2 won't join the war against us. We attack them, take the Crags, and then trade them to Talzin for vassalage. I was originally going to do that for Durthu, but, you know, we can do that for Talzin, especially since Durthu is already our vassal. Our poor allies really are getting the short end of the stick here, just having to move around our territory, though. And, ooh, wait, where's the army? Oh, you little... He ran to Wrecker's Point, you little coward. Why won't you fight Yos? Well, I guess Yos will be fighting these orcs. I just want him to fight something. And I guess this is where we make a decision. Do we have him attack Vicious Gobspit, or do we have him attack the... or do we have the Air Force attack now? I feel like we've been waiting for this one so long that I kind of want this one to attack. Wrecker's Point will... Well, I guess we could summon a temporary lord with some zombies there, and this guy will just suicide upon it. I was really, really hoping we'd be able to attack Dietershofen with the garrison there, plus these guys, but the AI is just such a coward. Why are you such a coward? It's your last territory. Why would you run your last army away into occupied and corrupted territory? Oh, also, before we attack, real quick, 2 things. First of all, vassalage. Exoatl, getting there. Getting there, but we have nothing to trade you yet. But we will. Don't you worry, lizards. Nagaron and Thousand Maws we will be fighting with, and no doubt about that. In fact, Nagaron will probably declare war on this turn, or shortly. Huh, I think Talaqua just decreased their likelihood of vassalage, interestingly enough. You I still haven't decided. These guys really don't like something. Somebody that we're friends with, and I have no idea who the heck it could possibly be. They are fighting basically all the factions where... Oh, they're at war with... Oh wait, no, that's Goldtooth. I thought that was the Ghost of Pahwaks. No. Yeah, they're only fighting our enemies. I don't understand. I don't understand why they're hating on us so much. Am I missing something about this? And they're hitting on us a lot, like minus 275 and growing and decreasing with double arrows at that. Well, regardless, if we have to destroy them, we have to destroy them. Let's do finally a battle with Yos. It's not going to be difficult. Do these guys need points assigned to? Oh wow, 7 points? Yeah, fine. We'll assign those. What about you? Just out of curiosity. You have the replenished troops. Okay, great. So we will you. That makes sense. Let's get you Invocation of Nahek. You are on your steed, right? Yeah. And we will get you Magical Reserves, Wind of Death, Earthing, although Wind of Death is frankly not going to be all that useful to our cavalry force. You never know. Let's get you a couple points in Van Hell's Danse Macabre as well. Alrighty, and then your friend here. Curse of Years, Earthing, Arcane Conduit. Let's get you Danse Macabre as well, and anything else? Let's get you Grave Ward, just in case. Unlikely to need it, but you never know as well. You have Heroic Killing Blow, Mr. Peter. Bow Seeker for you, definitely Blade Shield. These guys should be completely unkillable. And Deadly Onslaught, and I guess we could go for Scarred Vet. Or do we just get more attack? Honestly, it doesn't matter that much. I really doubt they'll die here. Let's do that. And then you. Do you have everything? You're maxed out. Okay, fair enough. Let's get you spread control, I guess. And don't get any use out of anything else. And there we go, Yos. You've been looking for battles for absolute ages. We are going to declare war on Vicious Gobspit and destroy him for good. He'll probably come back at some point, but we hardly care. Alright, call your allies to help. It's kind of weird, but it's like a bug, so whatever. Or if it is maybe it's not a bug. Oh, are you kidding me? Dietersofen's gonna be in the way. Oh, you game. Why? Why do you do this? Auto-resolve this. And sack it. I know it's our own territory, but sack it so that we have movement points remaining and then we can attack. Now we're hurt, so that might make this battle a little bit more interesting. Yos, you're also on your zombie dragon now, but no. This is a cavalry army. I mean, I guess dragon cavalry could count, but we're gonna keep you on the Hellsteed, I think. Unless somebody has a good case for putting him on the dragon. Ooh, and also, we do need to give him heart piercing. Let's get him the strength of steel right now. Oh, he doesn't have Immortal Horror either, which he does need. Alright. Yeah, to be fair, he hasn't been getting chance to level a lot. Alright, let's get you... let's get you Undying Horde and then into Immortal Horror. Ancient Cunning is pretty decent as well. I just don't see this army ambushing too many enemies. And while these guys have some points, that's fine. Now let's kill Mr. Vicious here. We are not going to auto-resolve this because I want to see this army in action. Hurt though it is very slightly. Let's get to it. A new order indeed, as this cavalry army finally gets to play. We've been waiting for this one for quite a while, or at least I have, since we've generating them. Yos, or maybe I should call him Josh, since we have a Pete and Rudy, has been running around just looking for a fight. And yeah, look at the color scheme on our Royal Hippogriff Knight, 6342, pretty darn good stats, though they do need some veterancy, but this color scheme works quite well with them. If only the map wasn't all that dark, but it's quite nice. There we go, and their armor is their armor black? Huh. Or is it just metallic? Or it's honestly kind of hard to see, and I don't feel like slowing it down. Anyway, massive cavalry army. Finally. It took way too long to get here. Of course, if they find nothing else to fight, we're gonna send them down to retake Blood Keep at Nuln because, well, I don't see any other options really. We could send them up north, but by the time they get there, I think that Vlad and Rudy would have taken care of the enemy there as well. And look, our White Kings are in this army as well. They're our only army with these guys, and they will of course be leading the Black Knights forward. These guys are nigh unkillable, so they will be the vanguard or the tip of the spear here to take damage. And here we go, finally it's time to move in. Yos or Josh is gonna jump down and go after the enemy lord, while the other flyers, our Royal Hippogriff Knights, are going to go after the enemy range, just flying over the rest of the army to drop down on those poor, somewhat defenseless Arab boys, or Savage Orc Arab boys. Of course, they have no chance against these Hippogriff Knights, and I guess the Hippogriff Knights are the thing that we'll want to watch quite a bit of here, since we've seen the Blood Knights and the Black Knights play. You guys have some pretty nice lances you're not using at all. Are you kidding me? I didn't realize that they never used their lances. The massive glowing lances, and it's just the Hippogriff attacking? Okay. Well, let's check back on the rest of the army. The balance of power is definitely already in our favor. Our units of Blood Knights, or 4 of them, actually stepped back, or kept back rather, and peeled away in order to fight the Savage Orc Boar Boys here and here at the same time. Some cavalry on cavalry action at least, though it looks like the enemy cavalry doesn't have much of a chance against ours. There we go. Lore-wise, arguably the best cavalry in the world, the Blood Knights, I mean. So hardly surprising that some Boar Boys aren't really any kind of threat to them. And there we go. Working together, it looks like this army is already pretty much done. The enemy lord is getting ripped apart. We're just gonna let the White King finish him off as well, since the White Kings really don't get to play much. But also a really nice model, which makes it a little bit of a shame that we don't get to use them all that much, but it's okay. At least they're in this army. And yeah, I'm thinking that if we're going to attack Bloodkeep anywhere, we're going to attack Nuln anyway. We may want to just cancel our agreements with that faction just so that we can get more action for this army. The other option would of course be to send them north into the Chaos Waste, but we've already got a bunch of units or armies that are heading there. A bunch of Blood Knights as well. Anyway, with that, the battle ends. We don't need to actually chase the enemy down because they ran away once, so the army will be destroyed. They got absolutely ripped apart by our cavalry charge, and I'm excited to see more from this army, hopefully against an actually tough opponent, but we had to get their cavalry charge debut. Alrighty, hardly the most difficult battle, but I really wanted to see Yos's cavalry army charged, and they did so with gusto. Absolute slaughter of the orcs, no damage, and interesting. Oh, right. I was thinking that it's a little bit odd that the Black Knights got more kills and stuff than the Blood Knights, but of course we kept the Blood Knights back so that they could countercharge the enemy Boar Boys, which they did, and ripped them apart, but also that did keep them out of the main combat with the Savage Orcs, and thus they got less kills. Lovely to see those Royal Hippogriff Knights in action as well. They are about to reach rank 7, though I suppose that doesn't matter for us because we can't buff them, but it does seem like they work pretty well here. Let's get a little bit of healing since we damaged ourselves with that auto-resolve. And then we have to see... Okay, you are not able to reach Dietershofen, and you are not able to reach Rarthug Face Smasher, which is also a little bit annoying, depending on where he'll go. Granted, all of these territories are unlikely to get taken out by a tiny little army like that, though... These particular territories, I note... Wait, do we still need Crypt Keepers here? I don't think we need the Crypt Keepers here anymore. This was because we had plagues before, but no longer do. And that Nurgle corruption will be gone soon. So that's just fine. Karlberg, yeah, okay. So, I doubt that this guy could take it out. Nonetheless, however, we're going to go into ambush stance. And we're gonna stay out here. And we'll see. And we'll move to Dietershofen next turn, otherwise maybe Rartug will stay there and then die next turn, or maybe Theoderic will return to Dietershofen after we summon a temporary lord here. And that is, however, something that we're going to have to be doing next time, as I am going to be calling this episode here. Next time, Vlad will be going towards Valkia as fast as we can. We're going to leave the Bellicor or Bellicor's territories in the hands of our allies. Whether they succeed or not is a question, but if they do not, we'll simply have somebody other than Vlad take them out, since Vlad does now have Bella the Ball. And there are other lords that we could certainly get that on. So Vlad sail out. I'd love for him to duel Valkia. We will... what the heck? Huh. I didn't notice that we hit something. A free Black Periapt, wow. Yeah, I guess there was a little island here that I completely missed. Well, that was lucky. Very nice little find to end this episode on. And ooh, Sigvald is out here too, which I think also has a nice buff for defeat. Maybe we could get Vlad to defeat him as well. Still certainly some lords that he would like to duel. Anyway, we're also likely to engage in the war finally with the Nagarond Dark Elves next episode as well, and start taking their territories for our allies, and then giving them back to Nagaroth. Though it looks like they will have to share with Avalorn, as these guys are moving through the Nagarond, or through Nagarond's territories, and if we declare war on them, they'll probably take a decent bunch. Not that that doesn't work out. There's also Kotep to consider, though, so maybe if we... There's a possibility of not declaring war next turn, allowing Avalorn to fight Kotep while we then turn on Nagarond ourselves. I'll think about it, but we'll have to see the results next time, so stay tuned for more Vamps. Don't forget to leave a like and comment. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.